The Bachelorette, Katie Thurston, stops cancer meds temporarily. July 27, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. Former The Bachelorette star Katie Thurston has temporarily stopped her meds amid her battle with metastatic breast cancer. She has been trying her hardest despite the pain, stress, and suffering. So, what is next for her? Keep reading for more details on Katie's big decision. Katie Thurston stops cancer meds. It has been a whirlwind ride for Katie Thurston amid learning she had breast cancer. The Bachelorette alum had to begin fast-tracking her life. This meant undergoing IVF to ensure that she would have a chance later in life to become a mother. Her fiancé, Jeff Arcuri, was by her side through everything, and they ended up having an intimate wedding to make their love official. This has been hard for Katie to navigate, but she takes it all in stride. She began with a lump in her breast about a year ago, but later found out that it metastasized into her liver, and she was now stage 4. Now Katie has opened up about her next steps on this journey. She shared that she has taken her final pill for this round. That means that she will get a week's reprieve from the medications that she has been on to help save her life. Admittedly, medication has been rough on her body, but it is her husband who keeps her spirits up. He reminds her that this is a marathon to heal, and she has to keep that mentality to get to the finish line. Katie also noted that she has been excessively tired, which has been a struggle, and will be trying something new to help. Katie Thurston, Facebook. The Bachelorette is doing all that she can in an attempt to regain her life. Rather, Katie Thurston just wants to be comfortable, but that is a daily struggle. Along with her update, she shared a poem about depression. It detailed how sometimes one needs to take a breather in order to get to where they need to go. Sometimes one must sit in silence and solitude, and it appears that is where Katie is. A lot of support. No matter what Katie Thurston chooses to do on this path, she has a lot of support. Her social media family is backing her and loves how candid the former Bachelorette is and has been. Many have shared their diagnosis with Katie and relate to her in so many ways. They have added that when they learned they had cancer, she immediately popped into their heads. "I just got diagnosed. Been thinking about you. Hope you are doing okay. Big hugs. We've got this. Pink, pink. Wishing you well. You are my favorite Bachelorette of all time. All jokes aside, keep that bright light shining, hun. Do what you think is best for you on your journey and your treatment." She has been incredibly encouraged, and that likely means a lot to her. Hopefully, whatever comes next is not as rough on her little body. Have you been following Katie Thurston's journey, and do you remember her from The Bachelorette? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Katie Thurston stops cancer meds temporarily. Inside her brave, unfiltered journey when the cameras stop rolling. The lights had long faded from Katie Thurston's season of The Bachelorette. Roses had wilted, promises had unraveled, engagement rings returned. But what no one anticipated was the toughest battle of her life arriving when the world was no longer watching. After the whirlwind fame of leading a season filled with raw honesty, humor, and boundary-breaking candor, Katie returned to the real world determined to live a grounded life. She had walked away from the Bachelor franchise with both adoration and critique, always unafraid to speak her truth. That truth took a darker turn when, several months after a viral social media post showing her fatigue and drastic weight loss, Katie posted 3 words that sent shockwaves through Bachelor Nation. "I have cancer." The revelation came with a long caption explaining that doctors had found a rare form of soft tissue sarcoma. It was treatable, she assured fans, but she would need months of aggressive treatment, including radiation and a clinical trial of experimental meds. The girl who refused to be quiet. Katie wasn't going to disappear quietly. Unlike many public figures who retreat from the spotlight during a health crisis, Katie leaned in. Her TikToks didn't stop. Her Instagram stories weren't polished. They were messy, real, and, to many, deeply inspiring. She shared her struggles with bloating, mood swings, nausea, and hair loss. One day, she posted from a hospital bed. The next day, she was dancing in her living room with a bald head and a glittery robe. But behind the jokes and confidence was a body struggling with side effects. The meds were experimental. They saved lives, but at a cost. Katie began losing vision in one eye. Her skin broke into unrelenting hives. Her voice trembled in live streams, and her usual snappy captions grew softer. Fans flooded her with support and concern. And then, without warning, she went quiet. The silence that spoke louder than words. Katie didn't post for 9 days. Her DMs overflowed, hashtags trended, Reddit threads speculated. Some believed the worst, others hoped she was simply resting. But close friends knew something was brewing, something Katie wasn't ready to share. On day 10, she returned. A dimly lit selfie, no makeup, puffy eyes, a caption in lowercase. "I've paused my meds. I need to find myself again." Bachelor Nation was stunned. The private retreat. Katie had left Los Angeles, renting a small cabin outside Sedona, Arizona. "I needed to be away from the noise," she told her friend and podcast co-host Becca Kufrin, who visited her days later. In that Red Rock haven, Katie began journaling, meditating, eating again. "It's not that I want to die," she later explained in an emotional vlog. "It's that I don't want to live feeling this dead." The medications had taken away her appetite, her sex drive, her sense of identity. She felt like a ghost in her own life. Her oncologist warned her against pausing treatment, but Katie insisted on reclaiming control, if only temporarily. The critics come for her. As soon as the news broke, backlash began. "She's endangering herself," one health expert posted. "She's setting a bad example," said another. Online tabloids twisted her words. One headline read, "Bachelorette Katie Thurston gives up on cancer treatment." Katie didn't hold back. In an Instagram Live that same night, she said, "I am not giving up. I am choosing myself. You can't fight if you don't feel like you're alive to begin with." Bachelor Nation responds. Surprisingly, support came from the most unexpected places. Greg Grippo, her once fiancé and season villain, posted on his story, "Say what you want about our past. Katie is the strongest person I've ever met. Let her heal her way." Michelle Young sent flowers. Tasha Adams commented, "I'm proud of you for listening to your body." But it was Blake Moynes, her ex-fiancé and fellow cancer survivor advocate, who penned a heartfelt blog post titled "Katie's Pause is Not a Defeat." In it, he wrote, "Sometimes stepping away from medicine is what brings you back to yourself. I stand by her fully." Journals of a Warrior. Katie began posting excerpts from her private journal. They were raw, poetic, sometimes messy, always moving. "My hair is gone. My breasts feel foreign. My laugh doesn't come from my stomach anymore. Who am I now? I'm scared that I like the quiet too much, that I won't return, that I'll make this my goodbye. But then I see a sunrise, and I remember, I'm not done." These entries became the backbone of a blog she launched titled "Pause, the Quiet Between Fights." Thousands subscribed, some battling cancer, some battling depression, some simply clinging to her honesty. Rebirth in the Red Rocks. Katie wasn't idle during her pause. She started practicing yoga, singing again, painting. She rescued a blind dog she named Rebel, whose calm presence mirrored her own healing journey. She invited a small camera crew to document her days, not for fame, but to normalize not being okay. The footage was turned into a short YouTube documentary titled Katie, the Pause. It went viral. Millions watched her sitting in silence on a rock, tears falling, whispering, "This is the first time in months I feel like I'm not just surviving. I feel like I'm returning." The return to treatment on her terms. After nearly 2 months off her meds, Katie made the decision to resume her treatment, but not blindly. She demanded a new approach, a different medication. She worked with holistic healers, a new oncologist who supported integrative medicine, and most importantly, she set boundaries. "I'll take the meds," she said, "but I won't let them take me." Her team agreed to a modified dose and plan, balancing effectiveness with livability. Katie would also continue her wellness practices, journal therapy, and her blogging. A new voice in the cancer world. Katie's story began to make headlines for the right reasons. Medical professionals began praising her honesty and transparency. She was invited to speak at cancer awareness panels. She became an unofficial spokesperson for those in between, people not ready to die, but too overwhelmed to live by the rules of conventional medicine. She launched a nonprofit called Pause Strong, dedicated to supporting young adults with chronic illnesses who feel emotionally sidelined. Bachelor Nation, once a source of glamour and glitter, now served as a powerful platform for advocacy. The rose grows back.
One crisp morning in Sedona, Katie posted a photo of a single rose blooming near her cabin porch. The caption read, "I thought roses were just a bachelor thing, but now it's my reminder. Life can bloom again, even after the frost." She'd lost a lot: weight, hair, relationships, roles, but she hadn't lost herself. Her journey inspired a wave of Bachelor Nation contestants to open up about their mental health, chronic illnesses, and struggles off-screen. Katie was no longer just the girl who held the vibrator on night one. She was the woman who held space, for herself and for thousands of others. Beyond the show. Months later, Katie appeared as a guest on Good Morning America. She wore a bright green suit, her hair beginning to grow back, her voice strong but kind. When asked what she would tell her younger self, the one walking into the mansion full of roses, she said, "I'd say, you think the hardest thing you'll ever do is give out that final rose, but one day you'll have to choose yourself, and that will be the most beautiful choice you ever make." And just like that, Katie Thurston reminded the world why her story matters, because sometimes the bravest thing a person can do isn't to keep fighting blindly, but to pause, to feel, to choose life, not just at all costs, but on your own terms.